Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
On the telephone line, I've got Otaki MP Nathan Guy. Good morning, Nathan.
Morning, Nigel. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. On a day like this, you can't complain. The farmers must be looking good up in the Horowhenua, are they? And the green grocers, I should imagine they're growing their veggies nicely.
Yes. Yeah, that's all looking good. A good start to spring. Quite a tough, challenging winter. But there's always challenges.
Yeah, sure. Right-ho, so the loss of Fonterra, a bit of a blow to Kapiti. What's your thoughts on the future of Fonterra, Nathan?
Oh, well, New Zealand needs Fonterra to perform. They're our biggest company, one of the most successful co-ops that New Zealand's ever had, and probably some poor decision-making in the past, and also executing the strategy was not well done. So right now it's these significant losses, and I guess getting the big Fonterra ship straighten up, trim the sails, and carry on.
We've lost our cheese factory down here in Te Roto Drive, a loss of 65 jobs, which is a big hurt to the Kapiti Coast. Any thoughts on that? I mean, was it obvious it was going to happen?
No, it wasn't obvious. I've been in there this morning and talked to a few people. They're a little bit shell-shocked, as you would expect, and my thoughts go out to all of those people that have been impacted by this decision. I think I was reflecting on the history of it, and you've been around as long as I have, Nigel. The Kapiti cheese started with sheep milk from Flockhouse at Bulls. And I had a mate who used to call in and bring the milk down in one of those little mini tankers behind the car.
Right.
And Lindale grew and grew and grew, and then the new premise took over, and then Fonterra got involved. It's been very successful. I guess the positive thing is that the brand will remain. It's a bit like Foxton Fizz. It's not made in Foxton now, but it's a very successful brand. And Kapiti cheese, Kapiti ice cream, very, very prominent, iconic brands here in New Zealand. And so that's a good thing, but difficult decision for a lot of people to fathom locally in Kapiti.
Was it indicated to you when they may close down the Te Roto factory?
No. I haven't got to the bottom of the timing of that. There'll be others that'll be a bit upset because there's a great outlet shop there, and for all those cheese lovers on the coast, that was the place to go to get good quality cheese, but at discounted rates. So that opportunity will disappear as well. But ultimately, it's down to Fonterra's performance, and they've decided, with their business hat on, that they've made a strategic decision to move the plant to Eltham. My understanding is those that are working in Kapiti have been offered to relocate if they choose to want to do that. And my public comments yesterday that have been reported this morning, I think there's potential for that site for other food manufacturing in the future, and it could well be because we've got iconic boutique beer brands that are brewed locally in Kapiti. It wouldn't, I wouldn't put it past them for them to be interested in the site.
No. It'll be interesting to know just when they intend to close it down and what offers these workers who are going to lose their jobs. I think there's 65 altogether, what offers they may have been put to them. You mentioned the possibility of going to Eltham, which is good. I think they need another 35 up there. And it's not a bad little town either to go to, by the way. But it's a big upheaval to have to move on from your home territory sort of thing.
Yes, that's right, and Fonterra's indicated that they'll help those people that want to relocate, and I guess do all they can to get them into some local jobs as well. I was interested in the Mayor's comments because he was, while he was a bit disappointed like I am, he was saying, well, we should be able to absorb that number of jobs locally because we're still growing here. Yes.
I see the Mayor's also had a talk with the Dairy Workers Union to understand better what skill sets they are seeking to try and retain workers in the district. So I think Fonterra will do everything very fairly and by the book. There's no doubt about that. Is that the way you look at it?
Yes. Well, that's the public indications, and that's what I'm hearing this morning. So, we've got to just hold them at their word on that. And, that's, I guess, that doesn't necessarily help those workers because a couple that I spoke to this morning were a bit shell-shocked, and that's understandable.
Yes.
So I guess time will help them sort of digest the announcement and then look up over the weekend and think, right, where's my future? Do I want to move, or are there other employment opportunities locally?
Right. Now, on the other side of the fence as a farmer, what do the farmers in Horowhenua think about the performance of Fonterra? Have they mentioned anything to you or phoned you up about it?
Well, they're disappointed. I mean, I talk to farmers all around the country. I was at a big dairy event this week in the Waikato, celebrating 50 years of CRV Ambreed, which is a Dutch company who provide bull semen into the New Zealand market here. And a lot of farmers that were at that have been disappointed, but also realise that things need to change. Probably in the past, Fonterra's grown very quickly and thought we could take on the world and create these global milk pools, and some of the strategic assets that they've invested in haven't proven to be that strategic after all. So, they've trimmed the sails, they've sold down some of their key investments, realised they've got $1 billion of debt that they've taken off the bottom line, which is it's a big number when you think about it, but that will help their Standard & Poor's rating to mean that they can get credit going into the future. So I just think that while Fonterra is going through a bit of a bumpy ride at the moment, the future of dairy in the world, global population going to 9 billion in 2050, what do we do in this country? We produce good quality, safe food, and there's still a massive demand out there for it. So I think once Fonterra get over the bumpiness, I think the future's still going to be bright. But we've got domestic challenges that we shouldn't forget. There's people that don't have a lot of empathy with farmers anymore, or horticulture growers. The government's coming out with more regulations almost on a weekly, monthly basis at the moment. So farmers are very concerned about climate change, zero carbon bill. They're worried about the water quality standards that many of them believe are too tough. Yes, they want to do the right thing, but for them it's about transition so that they can keep the business going, keep producing high quality, safe food that we can take to the international consumers, and continue to do what's right here for the environment. But the feeling right now and the sentiment is they're just getting browbeaten. It's a busy time of the year for farmers, and all this regulation and policy changes coming at them. They're worried, some of them, about their mental health for them and their staff as well. So there are big concerns out there in rural communities.
There are indeed. All right, Nathan, we thank you very much. The bright side of it, I heard this morning the Chief Executive, Mike Hurrell, isn't it, saying that... Miles Hurrell. He says 6 weeks into the new season with him, he said the future is looking very bright on the book. So perhaps these changes are starting to take effect already.
Here's hoping. Fingers and toes crossed, Nigel. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine.
Thank you, Nathan Guy, Otaki MP here on Beach FM.
106.3 Beach FM.